Welcome, panelists. And each panelist are tasked to answer two sets of questions, but I will throw in the first question and Sylvia will throw in the second question. And I will be calling whoever I want to call. But my first question to all the panelists is that, in your own experience, what did Protandim do to you and your well-being? If not any of your closest relative, again, in your own experience, please share what did Protandim do to you and your well-being, okay? Or maybe you have a story to be told. I would like to start with, of course, Katrina.
Hi, Kai. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, good. All right, so this is a very good question. What did Protandim do to me and my well-being? Protandim has done a lot of good things and brought positive changes in my life and well-being. And I am very thankful that I found LifeVantage. So let me go straight to my story and how Protandim changed my health and well-being for so much better. So just to let you or give you a disclaimer, LifeVantage products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. My LifeVantage story started with a dream and desire to first improve my health. I grew up in the Philippines and I didn't come from a wealthy family, just like many of us. But as a child growing up in a little province, I always wanted to have a better and healthier perspectives on life. My mother suffered from type 2 diabetes for so many years until in 2013, her body gave up, her heart stopped working. And so at the age of 56 years old, we lost our loving, hardworking, caring, and a very good provider mother. So that was my turning point to really look for answers on how to stay healthy at the same time being able to do more in life. And the more I looked for answers, the more I see that true wealth and riches really come from health. When you're not healthy, you can't do physical and mental activities needed to produce something. Even if you have money, you can't enjoy the fruit of your hard work if you're not in a good health, correct? So when I became a mom, that's when it started to sink in, and it's time for me to take action over my health. My lifestyle was okay. I never smoke and drink, but I want to take charge over my health and well-being. And as a new mom, I didn't have enough energy and drive to accomplish what I wanted to do. I wanted to do excellent in my job, but I couldn't because I kept getting sick and absent. I wanted to do household chores, but I couldn't because I felt tired. So after a long search, I found LifeVantage, and that's how I learned about the power of activation. When I discovered that Protandim NRF2 Synergizer is the only supplement shown to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in just 30 days, I know that this is the company that will change me and my family's health and well-being. And just so you know, this finding is backed up by over 30 independent studies conducted by institutions like Harvard University. So how did Protandim improve my health and well-being? Of course, it didn't happen overnight. I didn't wake up the next morning after taking one tablet of NRF2 feeling like, wow, I'm so energized now. Let's do something creative. In my own personal experience, it took 1.5 weeks to see improvements in my health. And for some people, it can take a couple of weeks or months to see positive results. It really depends person to person. And there are a lot of factors that influence the effects of taking Protandim. I am 100% satisfied with the results I am benefiting from taking the product, Protandim NRF2, and I have never felt super energized and motivated before. Now I can sleep so much better. And because of the energy it brings me, I am now able to do more productive things that I love to do. I can spend more quality time now with my husband and kids. I have much better focus now, which helps me read a lot of personal growth books. And in my spare time, I learn other things, new skills, which I couldn't do before because I didn't have the energy and the motivation to do it. Now I can give what I have because I am experiencing the benefits of Protandim in my health and well-being. And so that's what Protandim did to my life. Thank you so much, Kai.
Wow. Wow, amazing, you guys. Give her a heart if you truly got her message big time. Katrina, that was an awesome sharing or testimonial that you did. And I'm so sorry about your mom, but now I'm sure that, everything will be different and your children will definitely enjoy you because you and we all have found the right, the right product to be able for us to live a quality of lifestyle. And I hope you guys were inspired by Katrina. She's an elite protege, isn't she? Okay. Next would be, we're going to go to Mr. Jeff Bigley. Could you share us your personal testimony, Mr. Jeff Bigley? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Okay. A little about me, a little background about me would probably help us understand where I'm coming from with my remarks here. But in March, I turned 82. And having been born in 1941, the middle of World War II, I'd always been an active individual. However, I was starting to slow down. Then about 12 years ago, I heard about Protandim. Well, it's been uphill since then. I've been able to maintain my stamina, activity level, all original knees, hips, and shoulders. I have good health, and I have never had, in that time, I've never really had a bad cold or, else for many years. But 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And at my age, it was suggested that we wait and observe where it was going to go. This was a slow developing type of cancer. And I just continued to take Protandim. And just about 2 weeks ago, I had an appointment and I was told that I should schedule my next appointment a year out. So it's just hanging in there. It's not doing anything. And so, and I contribute that to my use of Protandim. I'm very active in producing the streaming services of our church. I was able to do that all the way through COVID. I was mixing with people all the time. And during the COVID period, I never got COVID. And we were able to produce a church service every Sunday during the 2 years of COVID. We didn't miss one Sunday. And so today I'm actively producing, directing and editing a weekly series for our church called The Barefoot Deacon. Needless to say, I stay active and I stay involved. I think that's the secret at my age of keeping vibrant and alive. I think it was Donny Osmond that said in an interview that he had a secret. Well, I don't keep a secret. Its name is Protandim. Protandim is an activator. It's not a supplement. It produces a high level of antioxidants to control inflammation and glutathione to keep the neural pathways open and receptive to new things. The reduction of inflammation within the body, which enables me to maintain the level of activity I want to continue to have. Keeping the neural pathways under control keeps my mind active, enabling me to learn new things and keep up with lifelong learning. So for me, the activation is everything. And the anti-aging capabilities of Protandim, I'm not going to be a naysayer about it. I think it really exists. So
wow.
Thank you for having me.
You look like a baby, and you look like a baby.
Yes. Jeff and Barbara looks like they're reversing their age and they're pretty active, you guys, because they live like 20 minutes away from us. Oh my God, Jeff doesn't stop. Like he's still very active in the church. And I'm telling you, that's what activation does to us. So I don't know with you guys, I'm never going to stop taking this NRF2 or our tri-synergizer if we want to live this kind of lifestyle. Jeff is definitely 20 years old inside. Oh my goodness, look at him. My goodness, you want to live a quality of life like Jeff. Okie dokie. Now I would like to go on and move on to Miss Siapno. Miss?
Good day again. Good evening, America.
Good evening.
Good morning, Philippines. So, yes. What did Protandim do to me and my well-being?
Mhm.
If I may say in one word, May I borrow Mary Poppins' word? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, meaning extraordinarily good, wonderful. It actually gave meaning to my life. 18 years ago, I was diagnosed of RA. I was 50 then. It was an autoimmune disease that attacks my healthy joints. Was crippled for a while, but thankfully was able to get back on my feet, although I was fragile for quite some time, till we moved to Austin, Texas 2 years after. I was given a biologics Humira, which I inject twice a month to myself. It is hard to accept and frustrating that prior to my RA, I was so active and very athletic. Synthetic medicines, injections made me functional, back to driving and even work. Although I still have pains every time, maybe 4 or 5 out of 10, I can empathize quick, but have to live with it. Then 2 years ago, LifeVantage was introduced to me. And slowly, I was getting better and better and better. And my pain is down to even 1 or 2 every day. Isn't that amazing? My doctor has cleared me of my hypertension med after 6 months of taking Protandim NRF2. And my dizziness, which also was my struggle at that time, I didn't even notice it was gone. Soon, I will be cleared of my injections. Whoa! Isn't that great news? Even my doctor is amazed of my health increasingly improve. I'm not claiming that this treat or cure, but I know it helps. I don't even have to inject steroids on my wrist anymore. Oh my goodness. How can I complain? How can I not be excited, sharing this? And health is wealth, and wealth is health. I am 68 years old now, and I'm proud to say I feel like a teenager. Just arrived from the Philippines actually last Sunday. I'm supposed to have a jet lag, but no, there's none. Actually, I'm back. There's a lot more stories, lots of stories. But of course, I have a time limit. I'm so excited to share what I benefited from our products to my family, my friends, and even my enemies, if I have. But I will stay activated and live a quality life until it's time for me to go. I thank God for this company. Truly, God is good. And to God be the glory. Thank you.
Amen. Oh my God, Sylvia, wasn't that a wonderful testimony?
I just love it, especially when she says she'll even give it to her enemies. You're a godly woman, honey. You're a godly woman.
Yes. And so far, our panelists are really kicking it off so great, outstandingly. They were all splendid. And it's just going to get better, you guys. Mess, that was an incredible testimony. And I am the biggest witness because, yes, you are a teenager. You act like a teenager. You move like a teenager. I went with you in Croatia. So I know. Guys, you want to live like a wonderful, wonderful lifestyle. And activation is the key. So never stop sharing, okay? Right, Sylvia? Now, I want to move on to our next panelist, who is Rona Talusan. Take it away, Rona.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rona Talusan again from New Jersey. I live a very hectic life. My friends always tell me I always take up more than I can handle because I can't say no. That's a problem. That's why I'm a panelist now. First of all, I'm a mom. I'm a wife and a mom of 3. I have 2 adult children. And you don't stop being a mother when your children become adults. Actually, their concerns are bigger when they're older, right? So I always worry about them, especially when they get sick. And I still have a young teenager who I feed, drive to school, drive to after school activities, and it takes up a lot of my time. I'm sure a lot of moms can relate to me, right? As a full-time IT professional, I also work a lot of hours, more than 40 hours a week, sometimes weeknights, sometimes weekends, because I support a lot of systems. So um, it really takes up a lot of my time. I also like to keep my house in order and I take up gardening. I took up gardening when we hit COVID because I had to be had some therapy, right? So uh, I also have my mom who lives close to me. So for every urgent need, for every health scare, I'm the first one to tend to her. So I can say that all these things take a lot of toll on me, on my physical, mental, emotional health. And I can say I don't sleep much because I have to do a lot of things. So even if I'm sleep deprived, I can say that I still have some quality of sleep and I feel the energy. I feel the energy that I can do everything again the next day. And I can handle not just the physical things, but the emotional and mental and the anxiety and the stress that's related to my work and my personal life. So that's for me. So for my husband, he always used to get sick during winter, especially. Uh, that's all the time. He usually gets the flu. And actually, when he was younger, he got pneumonia and then double pneumonia. So ever since he took Protandim, he doesn't get the flu anymore. When he gets the virus, coughs and colds, he's easy to recover. Unlike before, usually he's the first one to get sick and the last one to get sick again. So that doesn't happen anymore. So he's very thankful about that.
Wow.
And then my mom, she is the actual testament to slowing the aging process because ever since she took Protandim, she's actually 84. She doesn't look 84. She doesn't walk like she's an 84-year-old. She can keep up with us when we go to theme parks like Orlando theme parks or when we go to the city. At our pace, she can keep up with us. And she has, as usual, like any other 84-year-old, she has high blood pressure, bordering diabetic, and uh, all those issues with arthritis. She had bad arthritis before. She couldn't even close her fist or she couldn't squat and get up. But now she's like, she can dance on the floor. She goes to adult daycare. She dances and she can close her fist. She can handle everything on her own because she lives on her own. And her BP is good. She has never had low BP before, and now she's good, and her sugar is at normal, and she's a living testament to. That's why I know Protandim works because I can see it. I can see it every day. So I don't have big story to tell regarding health transformation, but living like this at 54 without maintenance and seeing my mom at 84 and my husband's 57 and we don't have maintenance. I truly consider this to be a big blessing in my life. So thank you, LifeVantage.
Oh,
Wow, wow, wow. Are you kidding me? That's a big story, Rona. I can relate to you. Multitasking, working and being a mom, being a wife, being a daughter. And I just saw your beautiful smile because you're so happy to know that your mom is just feeling wonderfully at her age right now. And how cool is that Mario doesn't get sick anymore? How cool is that? That's a big story, right, Sylvia?
oh my God, she doesn't even look 54. Here, I thought she was in her 30s. Honey,
Yes.
like the old saying is, Asians don't raisin, okay?
I know. And you seem so happy. And like I said, like what you said, really, your own testimony is so inspiring at all to us. So give her a heart, you guys. Thank you very much for sharing. And now I'm going to go to Mr. Hugh McClung. In your own experience, what did Protandim do to you? and your well-being, or if not, any of your closest relatives, friends, families. Take it away, Hugh. Thank you, Rona.
Okay, let me just talk about myself personally and then my business, which may give some insight on what I'm saying. I'm 82 years old. I have no chronic diseases, take no drugs. My bio age from testing is 60. My athletic age is 45, so I'm clearly in reasonable health. I am also quite familiar with the longevity area and longevity clinics. I'm starting several health businesses here in the Philippines. One, a longevity clinic, and two, a practice for corporate wellness, as well as providing some programs and longevity advice to doctors. So that really kind of puts me into the space of trying to understand the science. Because of my professional interest, I've studied the longevity supplement market, I think was quite carefully. I clearly understand the science behind the products, and I think, in my judgment, it's one of the best range of products for not only maintaining health, but perhaps slowing aging, and clearly at a diagnostic level can manage certain disease states. On that, at a personal level, I live in the Philippines in the province. I've had businesses in the Philippines addressing rural health, so I understand that problem quite well, and I would say that the aggregate statement of people's health in the rural area is not very good. My wife is somewhat typical in that she doesn't like to see doctors, doesn't like to go to a hospital, kind of refuses to look after herself. So I had to bribe her initially to take the Protandim products. But I would say a number of health issues in her have been quite remarkable in my view. First, she's had high blood pressure over the last decade or so, 140, 150. It would collapse from time to time with high blood pressure. Her blood pressure now is normal. She had 4 lumps in her breast, which I felt could be potentially cancerous. She refused to see a doctor. The lumps are now gone and had painful arthritis, which is also gone. So I think the mechanism of action clearly in all those items was inflammation and reducing oxidative stress. Her brother had a stroke about 4 weeks ago. Again, not looking after his health very well. And I gave him NRF2, and I think he's had a remarkable recovery. Another story, which I think is somewhat amazing to me, there's a young girl that lives down from me that was on, and still is somewhat, on dialysis 3 times a week, and I think in pretty poor shape. I gave her a trisynergizer protocol, and in 4 weeks, she's gone from dialysis from 3 to once a week, has a dramatic improvement of her health. Her biomarkers on the kidney index has been significantly improved, and so much so that I was kind of intrigued with the disease, kidney disease, and so I wrote a short book on kidney disease and Protandim. So if anyone who wants a copy of the book, just ask Kay and she'll give it to you. The kidney disease is a pretty serious problem and extraordinarily difficult to address. And the only therapeutic treatment in the pipeline is a drug by a pharma company that addresses the NRF2 pathway. So in my view, this girl's recovery has been due to primarily and firstly addressing the therapeutic benefits of an NRF2 pathway, which have been quite significant. So again, you have to be careful. You can't position Protandim as treating diseases, which from an FDA standpoint is the right thing to do. But from a practical standpoint, what happens is the therapeutic effect notwithstanding can be significant. And the science is quite solid. I've done a study on the Protandim products from a scientific standpoint, and certainly can confirm that it addresses all the key hallmarks of AA aging that the current science talks about. So it's quite important.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Okay, Protandim addresses the key hallmarks of aging, you guys. We are life changing. You know, we are changing so many lives, you guys. So why wouldn't we share this one, right? I can't keep it a secret. And so fantastic, Hugh. And yeah, thank you also for writing that short book about kidney disease with Protandim. And you've got all the stories, you guys, just like you. I believe every single one of us has a story to be told, from yourself down to your families, to your friends. And what a remarkable, remarkable activator that we have discovered. This is a world-shattering information, guys. Right, Sylvia?
Oh, of course. I'm just so amazed at all these stories. And you think you would get tired of them, but if not, it just builds your belief and you get stronger because these are people you know. And then when you hear from them, then you know that this really works. You're not going crazy and you shouldn't be afraid to share it. And when other people, get a little skeptical, just put a smile on your face and just tell them, I said, either you just take one look at it. That's all I ask. And if you don't want to see it, that's fine. I said, but eventually you will come back to me later on down the road. But I want you at least take a look at it. That's all I ask.
Perfect. And you don't have to beg because we're changing their lives. We are
No.
giving them a gift. So when I offer this, I'm very confident. I am confident, and because I'm not going to beg to them. They need this because their health is at stake. At 50 years old and above, everybody's at risk. And if
That's
they
right.
want to live a quality of life, they've got to listen to us. If not, it's up to them. We share the
right.
information and it's up to them to make the decision. Right, Sylvia? So anyway, we're going to move on to Greg Hayes. Thank you, Hugh. Greg, are you ready to share your testimony or whatever you have to share with us tonight?
Yeah, I don't think I have much choice, Miss Hayes, to share this. And again, of course, did you notice I'm the last one to do this? So, okay, here we go. Well, many of you, know that I was surprised with stage 3 brain cancer back in 2014. This was first time in my family history we had illness like that, especially like cancer. I never had any illness up to this time. I was healthy. I mean, I was 55 at the time. Maybe during that time I had cold or flu in my life, but I never had anything like this. So this came as a major surprise. And I said, look, Doc, tell me the truth. With what I have, what do you call it, stage 3? Am I going to survive this? Do men at 55 survive this? And he told me, look, we're going to do everything we can to remove that cancer. But honestly, you only have about a 15 to 25% chance of surviving this based on the history. So on December 14, 2014, I had brain surgery and they were able to remove 80%. And they treated it like stage 4. They tried to do everything they could to get this out of me. I still had 20% to deal with. So I had to do radiation, and I did that for 30 days. And then I also did 5 months of chemotherapy as well. So all through this, I was weak. I lost my hair. I lost 45 pounds. I couldn't eat anything. Everything tasted like metal. I was down to eating Cheerios. It was that bad. But they were able to go in and remove the last 20% and a little bit more. So again, I kept going for the 5 months. This is a good amount of unexpected health event that I survived, and treating for 5 months and fully recovering on the 6th month was unbelievable. And now I'm over 8 years cancer free. My doctors can't believe it. As a matter of fact, tell you a little bit more about that story. I'm in the hospital. I just had brain surgery and I'd been taking Protandim. We got involved with Protandim about 5 years before. So I was taking 1 pill a day. So the Protandim didn't cure the cancer. It just happened. But I started taking more and more of the Protandim, and they expected me to be out of the hospital after I had my operation in at least 7 to 10 days. I walked home on day 3. My doctor was shocked when he took my health readings. He couldn't believe it. But again, I said, I don't want to stay. And then I met my oncologist, and I had MRIs every couple months. And he wanted me to stay on, continue doing medication for that. I
Chemo
said,
for 12 months.
no, 12 months. He wanted me to do it for a full year. And I said, no, I'm done. Look
No.
what it's done. It's killing me. I'm not doing that. So I said, no. He was upset. He didn't understand. But again,
Mhm.
a month later, I was looking good. It took me time to get my hair back and weight back and all that kind of thing. But it was an unbelievable treatment that I have. And again, what did that? The only thing I took was Protandim. That's it.
Wonderful.
And I used to take 6 a day, 2 in the morning, 2 at lunch, and 2 in the evening. That is all that I ever took. And because of that, here I am, 63, healthy as a horse, except one little thing that happened a month ago, who knows what, with this pinched nerve in my back. But again, Protandim has done many things to help me be healthy, get moving again, get my job back. Because of the cancer that I had, I'd been working for a company as a director for 19 years, and they fired me because I had cancer. Idiots. But again, taking Protandim, slowly growing up, and I got another job making a lot more money. So again, God has a
God is good.
plan for these kind of things. Don't get worried. My pinched nerve in the back now, I don't know why, but all I'm taking is a Protandim. Now, yeah, I'm taking a little bit of medicine now because the pain got so bad. But other than that, it's good. You know, my whole family takes it. My parents took it till they passed. They were 90 and 93. So again, it's the best thing. And the thing is, I'm not a seller, right? With my career, 37 years being IT and stuff like that. But I have no issue at all sharing with people something that is all natural, that is proven by many things that can help you. And when they asked me, I said, yeah, it's helped me. I don't get into all the details that I just told you. But again, when I have to, I can tell them about that. To me, it's a blessing. So that's what it's done for me and the health of my life.
I'm
Thank you.
glad you are with us today, Greg. You are a miracle baby indeed. And guys, in addition to that, like for example, his acute back pain, I'm telling you, it's 1 month, a turmoil, no sleep, and taking care of him, of course, the cold patch, heating pads, everything, pain reliever, waking up in the morning. And so, you know, what if I have to report to a boss at 8 to 5 every single day? Who's going to take care of him? Because if I don't go to work, how am I supposed to get paid and pay the bills, right? That is the beauty of our LifeVantage business. Once you stay put 2 to 5 years and laser focus with LifeVantage business, not focusing on other MLM companies, because you have to finish the project. You gotta have one project at a time. If you are finishing 3 projects at the time, you'll never finish anything, right? I'm just telling you, you cannot serve 2 masters. Only serve one God and pick and choose. But this is the best product in the world right now. Really, the world-shattering information that we need to share to the whole world. And you know what? We need to share your stories too. You need really be one of the panelists, and it's so good to hear those stories, because one of your loved ones might be experiencing those arthritis, those diabetes, you know, those whatever it is, that cancer, things like that, high blood pressure. We can be able to help you guys to live a quality of life and change your life and live like Jeff and Barbara, who are really in there right now, right, Sylvia? Oh my
yes.
goodness.
Oh, yes. It just amazes me that people do not realize, and you have to keep thinking about it. We have no competition. We have 9 patents, and we have 30 plus peer-reviewed studies. If you keep saying that over and over and over, we beat everything that's out there. So why would you want to work on any other, side jobs? This is it. Now, if you want to do extra stream of income after you succeed and become well off like Kai and Greg, I said, then that's one thing. But when you're starting at the beginning, you've got to concentrate and focus on this, build
Right.
it right away, get as far as you can and get that percentage of global sales. What other company is going to give you a percentage of global sales? Really? Come on, we're going to almost be $1 billion.
Yep. No more. Yeah.
All
Perfect.
right.
That said, Sylvia, we are going to move on to the second question, which is what are the advantage of a publicly traded company to represent like LifeVantage, versus privately held companies? So I'll toss it over to you to pick and choose who your panelists would be.
Okay.
And may you kindly repeat the question for them, please.
Okay, I'm going to choose Katrina. Katrina, I'm going to repeat the question again, and you've got 2 minutes to answer this, so we can go through all of them rather quickly. What are the advantage of a publicly traded company to represent LifeVantage versus a privately held company? Take it away.
Thanks, Sylvia. This is a very interesting question, and I can't stress enough how important it is to join a company like LifeVantage that is publicly traded. But first of all, I am not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. But when I found out that BlackRock is behind LifeVantage, I know that this is the company I want to be part of. Just so all of you know, BlackRock is the world leader in providing investment solutions, and it's a firm that provides capital to companies who are investing for the future, just like LifeVantage. So for me, it is quite interesting to know that BlackRock is also behind Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google and Tesla and so many other successful companies. This is enough for me to understand that LifeVantage is the right company for me and my family. I guess the important question for many of us in this call is what does it mean for you as a LifeVantage user and distributor to trust a publicly traded company like LifeVantage? So not everyone has had the opportunity to buy LifeVantage stock when it was still offered as an initial public offer or IPO, and that's okay. But the most important thing is that you and I and everyone in this call has the opportunity right now to be part of this thriving company. This is the perfect company. This is the perfect timing. We're in a perfect time right now to join a company that is growing, and we have the confidence that this company is reliable and it's not going to get easily bankrupt. This is not just any other company. This is LifeVantage, backed up by BlackRock, and right now you have the opportunity to enjoy the benefits of the products for your health and wellness. And there are probably some of you here who really want to do this as a business and want to become distributors. So congratulations to you. LifeVantage is a wonderful opportunity. And hopefully it's also going to change your health, your family's well-being, and your perspectives. So that's how I look at it. Thank you so much. Sylvia, back to you.
Oh my goodness, that is wonderful, Katrina. And did you hear that, you guys? You probably don't, half of you don't even realize you can buy stock. It is very low right now, and it's perfect time to buy stock. And don't worry about the economy the way things are right now, because any good thriving company, when the economy goes down and goes back up, this is when you know it's going to go back up really fast. And we are going to go up fast because we are strong. All right, now we're going to go to the next person. I'm going to choose Rona. What are the advantages of a publicly traded company to represent like LifeVantage versus the privately held company?
Okay, first of all, we have to understand the differences between a publicly traded company and a privately held company. So there are basically three differences. One is who can invest, what's the regulatory oversight, and what is the disclosure requirement. So who can invest? As Katrina said, a public company is defined as one that can offer shares of stock for sale to the general public. So it's open to public, but these companies usually list their stock on open exchanges. Like for us, we are open in NASDAQ, right? And NASDAQ is, mind you, the second largest stock exchange in the United States behind New York Stock Exchange. And in order to qualify for this exchange, a company must be registered with the Securities Exchange Commission. and it must have it must meet requirements for assets, capital, public shares, and shareholders. So it has to be a really, really good company to be able to trade in NASDAQ, right? Unlike a private company, it can usually is owned by small number of investors like the family members or the company founders or key employees. Okay, so they cannot really share or offer shares of stock for sale for the general public. So for us, it's good because we can invest. And for the company, it's good because they can increase their capital because their source is the general public, right? We can have more capital. That's what's good for being publicly traded. Now, for regulatory oversight, as I mentioned, the SEC regulates public companies because they have to protect the public because everybody can invest. So they are trying to ensure that the companies that take money from public are meeting certain standards. So we're sure that our company is legit, right? Because we are being watched, scrutinized by SEC. We have to report, like one more is the disclosure requirement, right? Part of the regulations that govern a publicly traded company is that it is required to disclose its finances and business operations to the public at large. So a company must issue a full financial disclosure from the time it offers the public, in the initial public offering, and every 3 months after, and every year. So we have to really follow such reporting regulations. So we employ good lawyers to do all this reporting, right? And we have to be, it's easier to research our company because we have to publicly disclose all the information, especially our financials and our annual reports to the securities regulators. So this is a requirement for a publicly traded company like us, okay? So for me, I am so happy that we are publicly traded, and I know that everything that we say have to be disclosed to the public so that we are always trying to be compliant at everything that we say whenever we present, whenever we show our reports. And you can always say that to the people you're sharing it with because they have no worries that we are very legitimate and we have a long way to go because we are publicly traded. That's for me.
Oh, wow, fantastic, Rana. And that's the reason why I joined LifeVantage, because it's publicly traded. We are legit. We are not like the other network marketing companies where they can fold easily and you don't know what their sales volume are. And also you don't know what's going behind because we are transparent. Fantastic, Rana. I love it. You hit it right there. Hit it on the button there. Okay, Now the next person is going to be Hugh. Hugh, here's the question again. What are the advantages of a publicly traded company like LifeVantage versus a privately held company?
I think the people have covered the issues pretty well, but let me give you a slightly different perspective. I've been in the venture capital business for 25 years. So I think clearly what was stated of the public company in terms of trust and perceptions of strength are valid. So I think being in a public sphere is a significant advantage.
Okay, well, that's good. That is so true. You want to make sure that we are safe. We want to make sure that everything they tell us is legit and they can't hide anything. Any other company, they can buy or pay for any of their studies, yet we don't have to. We have third-party people who actually pay for the studies, and that's what makes our product fantastic. Well, thank you, Hugh. That was really good. That's one good takeaway. Okay.
Let me just add, can I add one more item?
Sure, go ahead.
Anytime.
Something that I don't see discussed very often within the LifeVantage framework, and is a very significant issue. If you look at the nature of how you get a patent approved, it has to be novel and unique, and you have to support the claims in your patent. So, for example, I guess within the last 3 months, LifeVantage got their tri-signature patent covering the effect of NRF1, 2, and NAD. And if you read the patent, and you should, you'll understand that
LifeVantage did an exceptionally good job of proving the effectiveness of the combined products and ingredients, which essentially the fact that it was approved means it was real and solid. So that patent being issued is a very significant fact from a marketing standpoint, in my view.
Wow. Yes, yes.
Thank
And
you.
we also got patents on the collagen. So that's another
Wow.
thing. If you haven't seen it, you got to take the look at the patents on the collagen. All the other network marketing companies out there, they claim they got all these things, but what
Yes.
makes them different?
They don't have any validation, science validation, and they don't have the patent, guys. Patent means no one can touch us, no one can copy us. And even if there's NRF2 that's going to come in the market, you know what? Sorry, but they don't have the 30 medical peer review studies. And these medical institutions will not invest 10 million in 10 years again to find out that NRF2 works, because Protandim works, okay? They only invest one time and that's it. And that tri-synergizer patent, yes, Hugh, thank you for specifying that, because that is huge, you guys. So be proud of our products. Okay, go back to Sylvia. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the next person that I'd like to answer this question would be Mess. Mess, what are the advantages of a publicly traded company to represent us, a LifeVantage versus a privately held company?
Woo! This is kind of like challenging question. I had to do my research and really understand what I'm going to say tonight. So a publicly traded company is a company that has listed itself on at least one public stock exchange and has issued securities for ownership in the organization to public investors. A public company is one that issues shares that are publicly traded, meaning the shares are available for anyone to buy and sell on the open market, usually very easily. Note that publicly traded companies are not publicly owned. They are not owned or controlled by any government. It is stockholders' ownership. LifeVantage is publicly traded company on NASDAQ, LFVN, a science-based company dedicated to helping people reach their health and wellness goals through science-based solutions to oxidative stress. It went public June 1st, 2012. Going public provides a company with many opportunities for publicity and media coverage. In Vistopedia shares, customers usually have a better perception of companies with a presence on a major stock exchange, and that's one advantage over privately held companies. And what do we mean by Investopedia? It is a financial media that provides investment dictionaries, advice, reviews, ratings, and comparisons of financial products such as security accounts. Going public provides a company, or rather, ability to raise capital. Publicly held companies are able to raise capital by creating and selling shares. Unlike loans, money from share does not need to be repaid. Shares can also be used as compensation for employees, increasing employees' morale. So whether it is better for a company to be public or private will depend on the specific company and the goals of its founders. Remaining private allows the founders to run the company as they wish and not have to meet the many regulatory requirements of being a public company, while going public allows company to raise significant capital and grow the business. At the end of the day, the best decisions is that which is best for the founders and their visions of the company. And for me, I'm so fortunate. I'm with LifeVantage, which is a publicly traded company. They are transparent. and they are open book. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow, Miss, that is so true. You know what? You should be a member of the investor relations group at LifeVantage. I'm serious. It looks like you did your research. You know why we are publicly traded and why
You did
you
your
want to
homework.
work for a publicly traded company. Because we have capital, we are debt free, and all those other companies, network marketing companies, they end up folding in 3 to 5 years because they don't have capital and you don't know what the heck is going on behind
You
the
don't know
scenes.
what the heck is going on. If it's a family members, they fight together, they decided to, go separate ways. There you go. They will just announce the company is bankrupt. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so your hard work is gone. So yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes. Thank you for doing your homework and sharing that knowledge with us, Miss. She's like a
Okay.
professor.
We got
Okay.
2 more people to go. And how about
Go ahead,
Jeff?
Sylvia.
How about Jeff? We're going to leave Greg last again. All right, Jeff. What are the advantages of a publicly traded company to represent LifeVantage versus a privately held company?
Okay, listen, I think a lot of the nitty gritty has already been covered.
It's
I think
okay. You can
Rhonda,
repeat it again.
Rhonda did a good job, and you brought up the end. So I think I'm going to try and stick with what it means as in direct marketing. And first of all, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an accountant. So I guess you could say I'm a technical geek. But I've worked in private held sector and I've worked for public company sector. And now I'm in direct sales. And this is sort of what it means to me. I think the biggest advantage to me is the transparency that comes with a publicly traded company. Due to regulations, the information that's published has to be at a high degree of accuracy. And, this must be supplied to trading companies as well as the Securities Exchange Commission. Misleading information could be used to manipulate stock. So this is why they regulate it so highly. And so the public can become, because the public can become equity shareholders in the company by buying stock, the company can raise money without it being a loan. But then the shareholders have the advantage of being able to trade that stock as necessary also. The other big thing is that the board of directors of a public company are voted on by the stockholders. It's not appointed by the executives of the company. And I think that's another big one. And, the company must file a financial disclosure report on the direction of the company each year with the SEC. So they have to be, on board with the direction they want to take. They've got to be public about it. And that's all information we can use as part of the direct marketing field. So what does this mean to me? Transparency. It's one word. It's just transparency. Now, the privately held company, I think the best thing about a privately held company is their flexibility. They can do anything they want anytime. They don't really have to answer to anybody. And to the direct marketing people, this can be disastrous because they can cut back on their products. They can they can change their payout schedules anytime they feel like it on a whim. And so you, as in the field with a privately held company, you have a lot of things that you got to be concerned about. The accuracy of published information is questionable. Other times, oftentimes the information from a privately held company, they just declare that it's considered proprietary or company confidential. And so they don't publish it to anybody. So you don't know what the accuracy of their financial statements are. They're oftentimes misleading. Losses are often understated. Gains are often overstated. Other drawbacks, hard to determine if the company is a pyramid or multi-layered because you don't know any financial information about the company. Oftentimes, product labeling can be suspect because they don't have to declare what's in anything. They can just claim one or two ingredients, and they don't have to say anything about anything else. Many privately held companies are here today and gone tomorrow, like I think was said before. They can just up and go bankrupt or up and close their doors. They can sell out to somebody else, which is often the case in many of the private held direct marketing companies. There are many privately held companies that are very reputable and honest. However, I've seen a lot of buyouts and downsizing in these companies, and in direct marketing, this can cause a lot of concern with the consultant population. I think for us, we should be looking for transparency, and to me, LifeVantage is working to achieve this goal.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Jeff. Oh my gosh. And that is so true. I've had a couple of friends who have been in privately held network marketing companies, and they have lost everything after they build everything up. And within 5 years, all their money is gone, and they keep jumping from company to company, and they keep losing their money, and they keep wondering why. They think it's a scam, and it's because they don't realize there's a difference between publicly held and privately held. And you explained it perfectly. Bravo.
Fantastic, yeah. And they can manipulate your accounts. Actually, they can pull out your people. I heard so many stories in the Philippines, my network marketers, they can pull up your team and put it somewhere to other teammates. I said, that's crazy. But it's true, it happens to them. So yeah, thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Fantastic
Best for last. We left the best for last. Okay. Greg, I hope the drugs are still working.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
he's in pain, but hang on, sweetie.
I know
Don't
he
worry, we're
lasted
good,
this
we're
long.
good.
I'm surprised. But okay, Greg, what are the advantages of a publicly traded company to represent LifeVantage versus privately held? Take it away.
All right. Look, what everybody said to the first 5 people before me, what they said is all good. So I'm going to summarize a couple things so you guys know what a publicly traded company is, which LifeVantage is, and you understand what a private company is already. A company that only is owned by the people who created the company, and maybe they select a couple others. So again, you don't know what you're getting. And the other thing about difference between a public and a private company is everything has a risk, but you will find, and if you've done your research and you see the history, you are at a very high risk the majority of time if you go with a private company, because you just don't know what's going to happen. I'm more comfortable in working and purchasing products from a publicly traded company that's on NASDAQ, like LifeVantage, than any potential risky private company. Thank you.
Perfect. Wow, Greg. Okay, well, it was a pleasure having all of you here tonight, and we hope that you will join with us again. Please reach out to the person that invited you if you have any guests on this Zoom meeting.
Yes.
For more information about our business and our product line, go to the person that invited you. I'm sure you will be shocked that there's more information out there that we have that we just haven't had a chance to share today.